Hi guys, Miss Perkins here. Today we're going to be talking about Module 1, Lesson 12. In this lesson we're going to be talking about being able to solve addition sentences with unknown parts. Now we know that whenever we're doing a word problem, we're going to read it 3 times to fully understand it. So let's start reading. Once upon a time, 5 little bears were playing in the forest. Then some more bears were swimming in the pond. At the end there were 8 little bears in the forest. How many bears were swimming in the pond? Read it again. Once upon a time, 5 little bears were playing in the forest. Then some more bears were swimming in the pond. At the end, there were 8 little bears in the forest. How many bears were swimming in the pond? Okay, now I'm going to read one more time. This time I'm going to circle my numbers as I'm reading. Once upon a time, 5 little bears were playing in the forest. Then some more bears were swimming in the pond. At the end, there were 8 little bears in the forest. How many bears are swimming in the pond? So now I know that 5 little bears are playing in the forest and 8 little bears were in, and then at the end there were 8 little bears in the forest. Now we're going to underline our question, which is how many bears were swimming in the pond. Now we're going to box in some important words. So we know that there were 5 little bears. It's important to box this in because we need to know exactly what it is that we're looking at here with these numbers. There's also some more important words, like 5 little bears are playing in the forest. It's important to box it in. Then some more. Does that tell us how many? No, it just tells us some more. That's telling us a mystery. I'm putting a question mark for a mystery. So some more bears were swimming in the pond. So I'm going to box in pond to know that they were in the pond, where the 5 little bears were in the forest. They were still in the they all were in the forest, but the 5 little bears, they were just playing in the forest. And these some more bears, they were actually swimming in the pond. So that's the difference between those two. And at the end, there were 8 little bears that were in the forest altogether. How many bears were swimming in the pond? So now there's actually 2 different ways that we can solve this word problem. The first way is that we draw the part that we know and that we count on to the whole. And the second way is to draw the whole and circle the part we know, and what's left is our part that we're missing. But first, let's figure out what is the part, what is the whole. I'm going to draw my number bond here. Now, what is our whole? Well, let's see. It says at the end, there were 8 little bears in the forest. Where it says at the end, that helps us know that 8 is our whole, because that's how many bears were at the end. So at the end of them playing for that day, there were 8 little bears in the forest. So 8 is our whole. So now what's the part we know? Well, we know the part we know is 5 that were playing in the forest. They were playing in the forest. So now we have to figure out our mystery, how many were in the pond. Okay, now, so we're going to use the counting on strategy to figure this out. So we're just going to draw the part we know, count on until we get to our whole. So let's do that. What is the part we know? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to count on until I get to our whole, which is 8. So whenever I'm counting on each new number I say, I'm going to add an X for it. Remember, I'm drawing in 5 group rows, so since 5 is already there, it's already full, so I have to start a new row. So I'm going to start with 5, because that's what I have drawn already. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that is my whole, that is 8. That's to represent our 8 little bears at the end. So now, how many X's did I have to add? 1, 2, 3. Up 3 was my other part that was missing, which is how many were swimming in the pond. Now, let's do the second way. Alright, so now, this time we are going to draw our whole first, which we know is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to circle the part they give us, which we know is 5, because that's how many was playing in the forest. And we know there's 1, 2, 3 that was left. And now the number sentence is the same for either way that you choose to solve it. So remember, the number sentence for addition, the parts have to be hugging that plus sign, and the whole is by the equal sign. So we know we can do 5 plus 3, because that's our two parts, equals 8. Or you can also do 3 plus 5 equals 8. Either one of those work. Alright guys, that's it for this video.